Early fall enrollment at Western Nebraska Community College is down about 4.6%, but there are some positive trends in the data. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in Western Nebraska and Eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Plat Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Plat Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, WNCC Enrollment Research Director Eirik Knob says the 10-day census of fall enrollment found 683 full-time students, an increase of 11%, with 825 students classified as part-time, which is a drop of 14%. Knob told the WCCA Board of Governors that the drop in part-time students is due to fewer dual-credit high school students, and for that, he pointed at two causes.
We're seeing enrollment declines in high schools across the country. Peak high school enrollments happened in about 5 years ago, and so we're just seeing a steady enrollment decline. When I was a teacher at Gearing, we saw year-over-year enrollment decline, and that's just due to less students, coming through the system because we have less children. Second, we have increased competition from four-year institutions within the state, particularly Nebraska Westland.
Knob said there are students from 24 states outside of Nebraska. The ratio of male to female students remains steady at around 60-40, and Hispanic students account for about 25% of overall enrollment for what would be the fourth year. Well, a 29-year-old Scottsbluff woman has been sentenced following a Monday night crash at the intersection of 5th Avenue and East Overland. Scottsbluff police arrived and found that 29-year-old Lorinda Cabrera ran a red light at the intersection and crashed into a sedan, injuring two passengers. On Wednesday, Cabrera pleaded guilty to charges of DUI first offense, no license on person, and failure to use a seatbelt. She was sentenced to 60 days in jail, 6 months license revocation, an ignition interlock device order, and more than $500 in fines. And a local man has been arrested in connection to a burglary at a Gearing home Friday afternoon. 47-year-old Brandon Roy was taken into custody after officers were dispatched to a home on K Street. The homeowner said Roy had pulled an air conditioner out of a window and stole a dog from inside the home. He was subsequently arrested and is facing a Class 2A felony charge of burglary. Roy was arraigned on the charges on Monday with bond set at $33,000 with a 10% provision. He'll be back in court on October 10th for his preliminary hearing. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Plat Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Welcome back. An official with the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission says despite a number of reports of a mountain lion observed in the area of the Scottsbluff Country Club, they cannot confirm that's the case. Over the past couple of weeks, members of the public have taken at least 2 pictures and 1 video of what they believe to be one of the big cats. But Game and Parks carnivore biologist Sam Wilson tells KNB News those pieces of evidence were either too pixelated to provide confirmation or show what is actually a very large domestic feline claimed to be a pet of one of the residents. Wilson says mountain lions have a very distinctive tail, thick and long compared to the body, curving in a J shape into the air, and their forelegs are quite large, almost as thick as their neck. Despite that conclusion, Wilson says out of an abundance of caution, several trail cams were recently installed in the area, but the only thing caught on video so far was a house cat. And 4 Panhandle locations are on the list for the second year of the Holiday Passport program, sponsored by Nebraska Tourism. The 2023 Holiday Passport will feature attractions from across the state, each with a holiday emphasis, including Beulah's Emporium in Chapel, Dude's Steakhouse and Branding Iron Bar in Sydney, Local Gift Boutique and Tea Lounge in Hemingford, and the Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff. 80 applications were received for stops this year, and Executive Director John Ricks says they're looking forward to another great year for the 20 stops and the state's holiday tourists. Travelers will have from November 17th through January 7th to visit the attractions and get their stamps with passports, and more details are available at nebraskapassport.com/holiday.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Morrill County Community Hospital and the behavioral health providers are here to help. Amber Dean specializes in mental health care, which includes medication and therapy across a person's lifespan. Melody Lacey helps people deal with a wide range of behavioral problems, from depression and anxiety to child psychiatry. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Saturday is going to be a huge day of softball right here in town. That's right, a full day of district finals, best of threes right here in town for both Gering and Scottsbluff. Now, Scottsbluff beat Gering 24-9 in the sub-district title game on Monday, but both teams have qualified with home games for the postseason. Number 2 seed Gering hosting Duchesne Roncalli, and Scottsbluff, the number 8 seed, entertaining Columbus Lakeview. Both head coaches excited for the showcase day for the sport right here in the Scottsbluff Gering area. We'll start with Gering Zach Ostergaard, then we'll hear from Scottsbluff coach Dan Fox.
Absolutely, it's big for the Panhandle, for this community. Rivalry aside, it's awesome that we can have two teams hosting a district final and ultimately have the chance to represent the Panhandle at state. And it's always nice making those Eastern teams drive this far west when they don't even have a clue that there's towns outside of North Plat. So it's always nice to have, and again, we're excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, like Gering, they've had a great season. I talked to their coach over there, Coach Michelson a little bit over there, and talked to a couple of girls. Actually, I've seen a couple of girls after the game, and told them like, hey, it's just one game now, just throw it away. You're in the play. It's like a playoff system, so it's a whole new season, and Gering should be very proud of that team. They had a great season, and their season's not over. I think they got a great matchup, and we're rooting for them over there. Only time we don't root for them is when we play them.
We'll, of course, have coverage for both on the Rural Radio Network, the Gering Best of 3 on KMOR 93.3 and Scottsbluff on 107.3 The Trail. First pitch at both diamonds at 10 in the morning on Saturday. We'll get pregame coverage underway at 9:45. Another two-game slate for high school football tomorrow night across the network. District play continues, and Scottsbluff needs to get back in the win column as they're making the long haul to Hastings. Gering, they're coming off their road victory last week at Lexington. They'll be home to play a Grand Island Northwest team that's won back-to-back games over Scottsbluff and Hastings. Pre-game for the Bearcats at 5:30 tomorrow evening. The Gering broadcast will get started at 6:30 our time. WNCC volleyball home tonight and tomorrow, trying to get back on track. The Cougars are below 500 right now at 11-12, hosting Trinidad State and Otero the next two nights. No coverage for tonight, but Chuck will have tomorrow's match on KOLT 690, 101.7 beginning at 6:45. That'll be a 7 o'clock first serve. Also home soccer for tomorrow. The Cougars against Trinidad State in women's and men's matches. And Husker football tomorrow night on the road to play Illinois, having to do it on a Friday night.
Yeah, Coach Reed, Andy Reed, when I was at Temple, he was in Philadelphia. I know his family really well, and Coach Reed would always say to his team, which would then matriculate to me, all great teams do three things. They eliminate distractions, they create their own energy, they fear nothing, attack everything. And so creating our own energy is what we try to do at practice, and we simulate that, like even going out at La Tech in the rain delay, trying to create your own energy. When you're having a tough ball game like last week, you have to try to create your own energy. Some guys did, some guys didn't. We created a lot of energy on Sunday night, and no one was watching. We created a lot of energy yesterday morning. We'll have to do that Friday night. It'll be great to be on the road. They'll have, I haven't been to Illinois since I was a player, but I'm sure they'll have an excellent atmosphere.
Pre-game coverage tomorrow on KNEB will start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the latest today from the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Catell.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
At Plat Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Plat Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Plat Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, this week during the Scottsbluff City Council meeting, Mayor Jeannie McCarrigan read a proclamation declaring October 5th through 8th as Support Citizens with Intellectual Disabilities Week.
Whereas intellectual disabilities affect 1 out of every 10 families in America and over 50,000 Nebraskans, and whereas quality of life is important to all citizens of our city, including children and adults with intellectual disabilities, and whereas the Knights of Columbus is a charitable and fraternal organization that promotes the dignity and welfare of citizens with intellectual disabilities. Now therefore, I, Jeannie McCarrigan, Mayor of the City of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim the week of October 5th through 8th, 2023 as Support Citizens with Intellectual Disabilities Week in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and I do hereby urge all citizens to take due notice of the observance.
Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.